Alright, here's the second edition Empire Army that I have for Renato. And I was thinking about this last night a little bit, thinking about my Dark Elf army a little bit. And let's see, I have some of the stuff that I was going to use, but in the other preview army, you saw what I had. This one, I was thinking about, what do I do with Manglers? How do I redirect? I only had the 2 units of 5 knights to redirect and attack things like that. I didn't have any shooting. I didn't feel like I had enough stuff. So in this one, what I did was I took out the Master Engineer from both cannons, and I took out, instead of having 15 knights here, I now have 8. I still have the same command group. I have, the BSB, the General, the Unit Standard Bearer, Level 4 Mage, and the Warrior Priest. They're still all equipped the same. But I just took down the number of knights that I have. And what I did was, to save points, I went with Spearmen. I went Corps Unit, or State Troop of Spearmen 10, with a detachment of 5. Now these are modeled with shields, but they're not going to have shields in the game. Then give myself a little bit of shooting. I gave them a detachment of 5 Spearmen here for redirectors. Again, no shields, and a detachment of 5 crossbowmen, just so I could have 5 crossbowmen that can shoot. Not super useful at a lot of things, but again, if lone fanatics that get too close, or even if I had to use them as a redirect, that would be good. Again, a unit of 10 state troops there, and then up here I did the same thing. 10 state troop spearmen, because they're so cheap. I think 5 points a model, I think, is what they were. They're even cheaper than the militia, and you can get detachments with them. So, but they do not have shields. Again, 5 crossbowmen detachment, and then another 5 spearmen, and they do not have shields. Everything else stays the same. 2 cannons, no master engineers. What that allowed me to do was keep the army much the same, but again, no master engineers, so I saved 130 points there. So I got to worry about my cannons a little bit, but I have the 2 cannons with the steam tank. I have a Luminarch and a Huracanum. So I got some chariot impact hits here. I got steam tank. I got another cannon here that can shoot. And what this ultimately allowed me to purchase was, again, all my characters wound up staying the same. So I got a Huracanum that's going to generate a dispel, or a power dice, and a Huracanum to give me a dispel dice. And then I have the level 4 and Warrior Priest that could potentially channel things. And what that also allowed me to buy was this level 1 Fire Mage. And he has the channeling staff, so I get +1 to channel. So he'll channel on a 5-up, and then I have 2 6-ups. And then of course I have the Huracanum that's going to give me +1 dice. So I should have a decent magic phase. And I also gave him the bound spell, that Ruby Ring of Ruin. So if stuff gets in my way, I can start. Sometimes I have like 1 or 2 dice left over in a magic phase, and it's just kind of nice either to start out the phase with a Ruby Ring, something like that, where somebody's going to come up and jack me up with some, like a Mangler Squig or something like that, where maybe they don't want to lose it right away to a spell, so now they gotta, if I get the spell off on 2 dice, they're gonna have to roll 2 or 3 or whatever to either match it or beat it, otherwise it goes off. And it's a nice, he's a fire mage, so I have to cast, if I have to cast the big one, the 3 dice 6 one, I could chuck a bunch of dice at that too if I had to. And of course the Lore of Life is nice to be able to give me all the buffs that the Lore of Life would be able to do, so I can sit back and shoot with the Luminarch and what amounts to 3 cannons and some ranged magic, or I can attack and redirect if I had to do it that way too. So tell me what you think. And again, Renato couldn't come over, he got called to work. Goddamn criminals in Parma, Ohio. He had to get called into work because he's a police officer, and you gotta work for the city, you gotta do what you gotta do, lock them up and put them away. So that's it. Tell me what you think, and get back to me. I'll get these posted this weekend, hopefully. And happy Father's Day to all. Rubicon out.